they told you anything?
Nothing.
I mean,
They had called me. Let's see, did I tell y'all that they had called me? They were gonna meet and they would notify me?
The next day.
Yeah, they ain't heard nothing yet.
They lost your number.
I'm getting to wonder. So anyway, I don't know anything.
what'd you do to them? That's what they always tell me.
Yeah.
What'd you do to them? What'd you do?
Maybe so, I don't know. But anyway, I have no update there so far.
I do have some things for open forum.
Okay. Well,
We're getting a new newspaper. It'll be
I heard that
Stonewall.
somebody from,
He's from Childress.
Childress.
He owns about 10, we're the 10th paper he owns. He owns Knox City Monday. He picked up a lot of Jay White's. Wayne, somebody from Post is a kind of our editor right now, but they're looking for somebody local to run it. So until they can get their foot in the door and figure out where all they're going to set up, since they'll be in Post and Childress, I've offered them one of our little offices for computer space and office space until they can get their foot in the door. The other thing is just information. Yesterday we had a bat, a little bitty bat, about that big, looked like, fell out of our garage door. Me and Stephanie, being the brave people that we are, scared to death, did not do anything with it, covered it up. Dan Rosenberg, alive. Dan came over and we asked him to get rid of it. He picked it up and carried it to the fence. Well, in the meantime, that bat took a bite out of it.
Oh, no.
Dan Rosenberg. It bit him. So, we may be having to file insurance because it happened on our property. I don't know what's going to happen. They went down to the hospital. He had some work. We can't find the bat now. And so, all we ask is for him to get rid of it. We didn't know he was going to pick it up. And so anyway, just letting y'all know that we might have to file on our insurance, but we do have insurance. Anyway.
So what are they saying? That he's going to have the shots? Or?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
That's probably right.
They say that's fine.
And, I don't think we'll have to pay for the divorce because Susan was so mad at him. It could be that too. But Susan was not pleased with her husband.
Really? We need to go whack him. Well, that's not
so. But anyway, no. He picked it up. Him being the concerned nature lover that he is, picked it up. So anyway, I just thought I'd let y'all know that you never know what's going to happen. So just a FYI.
Have you talked to our insurance company?
No, I just thought of that today that we might be need to file.
So were they closed?
Yeah, they were closed this week anyway.
Oh, okay.
And this was going to be because Brenda's at the election deal, so they were closed this week anyway. They were going to have a nice help on their winery, their vineyard and stuff like that. And this week, so just to let you know.
Do we have anything we need to discuss on the last meeting that I wasn't here?
Well, we talked about you, but we can't talk again since you're here.
Man, it was a good meeting.
I figured it really went smooth.
Main thing I remember, just a really good
The only thing that we did do is they talked about the selling of the Kennedy Pharmacy and agreed to sell it for $15,000 to Roland. And he's thinking about it, but not for the dollar store.
Okay, that's fine.
He wants it. He really wants it, really. But he's decided to go with the dollar store in his store now and see how kind of a trial run, see how that works. But he's still looking. He looks at it almost every day. Probably not, but maybe at least 2 times a week.
There she is, right there.
Hey. Here.
She's late.
You sit here.
She's late. That's to the mayor. They're building up.
Oh, and that's the other thing on it, that's in Mighty.
Hey, look at Mary's arm. That's what happened to her when she got kicked into there. Broke her arm.
The other thing is about our table. This is a table that had been burned and was in about 2 different places, sections over in the Kennedy Pharmacy. Our other table got dropped and was broken. I said, well, if you had to fix one, let's fix this. So Ken and Rusty redid this table.
We don't have anything else to discuss in open forum. Let's go to the minutes.
Okay. read them.
Okay. For April 3rd, 2013, President Leslie Cheney called the meeting to order at 7:38 a.m. Board members in attendance: Leslie Cheney, John Dane Golson, Ronnie Moorhead, Cecily Heck. Also present was Director Martha Jones and guest Melinda Rhymes. Absent was Mary Everett.
I noticed that.
Sorry.
I don't care, what are you gonna be? No, I wasn't here.
I'll look and see.
I wasn't here.
Invocation given by John Dane Golson. Executive session. President Leslie Cheney called the board to table open forum and go to item 7 on the agenda at 7:41 a.m. Ronnie Moorhead moved to enter into executive session. John Dane Golson seconded the motion. At 8:43 a.m., Cecily Heck made a motion to resume the regular board meeting motion, seconded by John Dane Golson. Ronnie Moorhead made a motion to table further discussion on the sale or lease of Kennedy Building until Martha is able to get board members more information. Ellen Abernathy seconded the motion. Open forum. Martha Jones discussed some homes in Sweetwater and Snyder, Texas, being built by a company called Custom Homes, who are buying plots of land in preparation for the oil business coming in. Martha Jones exhibited some examples of these homes to the board members. The homes are built in South Dakota and brought down to these Texas cities, where they are then sold. They want to come talk to us. They need plots of land. They will work with us to make sure that we have the needed infrastructure. They will be coming to talk to us about creating subdivision. Dave Ferguson called and said because we are expecting a large increase in our population, they are interested in talking to the EDC and IDC about their homes. Minutes. Martha Jones read the minutes from the March EDC meeting. No corrections are needed. Cecily Heck moved to accept the minutes. Ronnie Moorhead seconded. Financial report. Renovations continue. The awning was painted. New beauty shop still needs plumbing done, and vent is needed. The grant on SECO IDC does not want to go forward. EDC concurs. All major projects have been completed with the exception of the roof. Motion to accept the financial report was made by John Dane Golson, seconded by Cecily Heck. Director's report. Martha Jones gave her report. She has attended multiple meetings. Some recommendations were made to her concerning loans and the best way to take out those loans. 4 wins is matching grants, getting counties $500 per county. Martha will be making application for this grant. New beauty business is opening and taking in customers. Bills to be paid, only electric and phone and water have come in. The water bill will be higher than anticipated because there was a miscommunication on when the water was supposed to have been shut off after EDC vacated the office space. Motion to pay the utilities was made by Ellen Abernathy, seconded by Ronnie Moorhead. A short discussion on the Youth Sports Association funds to fix up the ball field. They need a total of $10,000 to fully restore the ball field. The county has given them $2,750 to help with expenses. EDC will revisit the funds request on a later date. Adjourn. Ronnie Moorhead made a motion to adjourn. John Dane Golson seconded. Meeting adjourned at 9:13 a.m.
Do we have any things we need to add to that, other than putting
Gary's name.
Gary's name on absent? I had you.
Mine is Evere.
I know. It's right on the next one.
Is it?
And then Cecily, there's a couple where she had S-I-L-E-Y.
Did I?
On the,
At the top it's right.
yeah, but during the meetings, he changed her name a few times. Anyway, okay.
Oh, I was corrected.
You answered them, you thought.
Yeah,
I made a correction.
Hey, we need to approve these.
Okay.
I have a motion to approve the minutes, third.
I'll second.
All 4, raise your right hand.
And as far as those little corrections, does she need to, can she just add it in by pen, or
Yeah,
we don't need to
in there.
go through all the corrections?
Okay.
With corrections, is that how you
Yeah,
want it?
yeah, that worked with correction.
With corrections, okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
And April 17th, 2013.
One more thing on the attendance. Ellen Ellen, you are in attendance. You can put your name, the board members in attendance on both of these. You need to put Ellen Iverson.
Forget me, because I'm doing
You need to add you because you're part of the board. So those are the only extra correction there.
Motion to approve the April, what's the date?
third.
Third.
Thought we already done that one.
I have read the 17th, yeah. You
Oh,
want?
I'm sorry, no.
It's okay.
I was gonna
You
go
read
ahead
that one too, though, Gary. You were.
I wasn't,
Yes, you
I
were
was
at
ready to
that
approve them, I wanted to read them.
But you're not listed, you're on there though.
Okay.
Okay, April 17th, 2013, Mary Everett. Call to order the special meeting of the Economic Development Corporation at 7:36 on April 17th, 2013. Board members in attendance, Mary Everett, Ronnie Moorhead, John Dane Golson. Also present was Director Martha Jones, guest Melinda Rhymes, and Roland Martin. Absent was Leslie Cheney and Cecily Heck. Invocation was given by Mary Everett. Open forum, Gary Myers brought up the coming meeting of the Brazos G Board. Ronnie Moorhead said he felt confident that Gary Myers will become a member of the Brazos G Board. Kennedy Pharmacy. The possible sale of Kennedy Pharmacy was discussed, as well as the cost of the renovations to the building. The board was asked to possibly consider lowering the price of the building due to the extensive renovations needed to the building. According to Roland Martin, the renovations of Kennedy Pharmacy, upon closer inspection, will be considerably more costly than he first thought. Roland Martin doesn't feel he would be able to bear the full $15,000 cost of the Kennedy Pharmacy and the increased cost of the renovations. Executive session. Ronnie Moorhead made a motion to enter the executive session to discuss real estate, seconded by Gary Myers. Executive session at 7:57 a.m. Vote was unanimous. Gary Myers made a motion to come out of executive session at 8:20 a.m., seconded by John Dane Golson. Vote was unanimous. John Dane Golson moved that the sale price of the Kennedy Pharmacy be left at $15,000 to Roland. Ronnie Moorhead seconded the motion. Vote was unanimous. Adjourned. Gary Myers moved to adjourn the meeting at 8:22, seconded by Ronnie Moorhead. Vote was unanimous.
Okay, at the bottom line after Kennedy Pharmacy, that's not quite 15,000. We gotta move the decimal and add a zero.
Boy, that is very, very observant of you.
Now, which
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Under Kennedy Pharmacy,
The
at the bottom
15,000
line.
in there at the bottom, that's 1,500.
Okay, and again.
Well, I don't know what that is for sure.
I know what it looks to me, but.
Ellen, what is that?
I know what it was supposed to be.
Yes, and then also again down in the second from the bottom paragraph, same thing.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Just have to move that decimal.
Yeah, there it is.
We're not giving the building away.
No.
In other words.
And then y'all
You know what
added
you
Gary
did,
Myers and
yeah.
Ellen
I did.
Abernathy to members present.
Okay, do we have any other mistakes or whatever on there? Do we have a motion to approve the minutes of April 17th?
Motion to approve the minutes is corrected.
All in favor? Right hand. Financial report.
Here's the profit and loss and our check register. Put those in. We actually have, nope. Too late, I already put them all together.
Okay. You should have profit and loss and check register. We actually have extra money this time because we haven't had any major repairs for a change.
That's good.
And we got a fairly good size, tax refund or revenue check for $5,400.
If you have any questions, our water bill, the high water bill that we would have is gonna be $95, and then plus we'll have the 70, or what our normal rate is on the, water
water bill.
Because she moved in and we
She-
didn't get it changed.
Well, it had been, no, they had turned it off, but we had to turn it back on because we were working with the water heater.
Oh, okay.
And so it got changed and all that. And we finished up all the plumbing. She's been busy. Once we started marketing her business, she has really been busy almost every day. So,
Well, I come down here one, later in the, late evening, she was here.
she said one night she was working till 7 o'clock at night.
Yeah, she went down here.
So, but she's excited. I mean, she really seems to be, it's going to take a little bit of time on the nails and stuff, but she's really, I think she's going to do quite well. And, Ken is working on our roof. He's got all the little patches done, kind of with the black tar to fill in all the holes. Now they're at the stage where they have to mop it, the oil on. But every time he's going to, it's either too windy or there's a chance of rain, and he doesn't want to put it on if it's going to rain, because then we'd defeat the purpose. So, we've got everything, just don't have that. Any questions y'all have on any of the financial? Just to let y'all know, in June is when we'll be receiving the April sales tax. So excited about that because from the Rib Fest, the hotels were full, the restaurants were full, the grocery store was busy, the convenience stores were full, busy. So it ought to be a really good sales tax. So I'm looking forward to that.
Well, that's fine. That's good.
The building and repairs, is that Ken's Rusty's wages, or what did
Yes,
he do
and
for 2017?
if you look on
There's roof repair right below that.
the roof, that 317 is for some of the paint that we had to, the 317.76 is for the paint from Roland's that we had to pay for our awning and stuff to get the late. If you look on your check register, I have really tried to break it down. You'll be able to see at that point where
Yeah, paint for one, yeah.
what it's done, where it went when we paid Ken and what it was for on that particular facility.
That's good.
The last check on the 29th, the facilities and $60, that was working on the roof also, finishing up that. I didn't put the roof, I meant to, didn't get it in the memo.
Okay.
But this is the only way I can figure out how to post it on there. So I'll show you, I'll always have y'all a check register to show you what each one is. But that's just how Becky set it up. And if I put roof repair, then it comes under roof, it doesn't really tell us why the roof repair was there. So.
Oh, it looks like Pony Express is doing well every time I've been around or went in there.
This last week was slow. She was very disappointed that it was slow, and she really doesn't have a reason why. But
Just everybody's
just
going
kind
every
of,
way.
and she said that they're kind of realizing that the last of the month is going to be slow, that last week, and that's something that you really don't pay attention. But if you really start paying attention to it, you'll see that always that last week, everybody's running out of money, and plus the school kids were gone.
Yeah.
So, but. In your notebook, y'all do have a copy of what our accounts look like and where our bills have been coming out of.
So we're not broke yet.
No, we actually have quite a bit more money because we haven't had the repairs that we've been having.
We don't have to do any motion on that, do we?
the only bills coming up, oh, that is one thing
Okay.
that, I'm sorry, that's,
Let's go to the director's report then.
okay.
You can talk about- Or do you have?
I got a question for you.
Okay.
Okay, so where is Kenny and Rusty's in this profit and loss? Are you telling me that when they work on the roof, you take, that 165 includes their salary while they work on the roof? I mean.
Yes, that is basically
So
what it is.
that's actually labor and parts?
Yes. It's, and I guess I need to put in there as in contract labor under there, under each one. And that's what I'll start. I'll move all their stuff over to contract labor under each building, if that would be more helpful. Okay, I will do that.
Because I mean, taking your check register, we spent $335 on labor, but I mean, that's what I was just trying to figure out where. I mean, if the plumbing, is it?
Well, part of the plumbing was in the other building.
I understand, but I mean, is that part of their salary down there too?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, the plumbing, the 170, 165 is what we pay them.
Any other questions on the financial report? Director's report?
Again, we had a great turnout the 1st of April on the community planning workshop. Every board was represented except for the county commissioners court, and there were several concerns. Well, the judge didn't make it either, neither did the mayor. I mean, you know, but I understand, you know, everybody had things to do, but everybody, we did have somebody represented from each board. I was very excited.
No.
Huh? But I was very excited that we did have the support that we have. They were listed by the local representatives. Concerns were, there were 40 concerns. All these were listed, and each participant was given the opportunity to rank the concerns. Then each project was assigned to an entity. That list was compiled, and it is included in your board packet. And on it, out of the top 5, the EDC/IDC have 4 of them, or 3. No, we have, out of the top 10, I'm sorry, 2, 4, 5, 4, we have 4. And we'll be discussing that in a minute. Again, about the Rock and Roof Fest, everybody did well on it. I'm just kind of scanning this because I'm hoping that y'all read most of it. And then I did finish this past Monday the West Texas Innovation Network's 10-week course, Fast Track New Venture course. The IDC paid my tuition for that. It was a very valuable experience because I learned so much. It's learning, if you got a business idea, because so many people come to us and say, we want to open a business and we want so much money. Like, well, tell me your business plan, tell me what you're planning, because so many times they don't know what to do. And so this course will help me show, you know, this is your business plan, this is your financial plan, your marketing plan, you know, whatever your support system. And so it was very helpful, and I was able to help Christine with some of her marketing suggestions because of this course. And we hope to, in the future, maybe provide new business people that want it, that don't have any business background but wants to start a business, to say, we might pay half your tuition, you pay the other half, and then at the end of the course, we'll reimburse you. And this is through the IDC possibly as training.
And this course is offered on a regular basis?
Yes, yes. And the course is $700, and it's 10 weeks. It was 3 hours every Monday night for 10 weeks. But it was very, very worthwhile. And we're trying to do with my work, maybe if we can get one up in this area where we can get people from Haskell, Stanford, Jayton, Rotan to come here instead of us having to all drive to Evelyn. And we're hoping we can do something like that. And then we had a TMCN meeting yesterday. They're going to be sending out the invoice for the guidebook again, so we need to, in May or in June, we'll have to start deciding if we're going to continue to do it. The big news from Texas Midwest is Nikki Harrell, who's been the director since it started, is resigning. She is retiring after 20 years. So they'll be looking for another director, and plus, once they hire one, she'll stick around for 6 months, try to 6 months to help them get everything together. But it's going to be some changes for Texas Midwest, but it is such a asset to all of our communities, rural communities. And that's it. There is one other thing, and this is something that I'd seen, but I didn't realize. They're having through the Texas Economic Development Council, which we're members of, they're having a conference for women in economic development. And it's a networking project. It's in Frisco, May 16th and 17th. Jimmy Copeland said if I went, she would go, we could split the cost. However, the cost will probably, the room and the registration will be around $400. And then probably around total cost between $600 and $700 total, and that'd be split between the EDC and IDC.
That's when?
The 16th and 17th of May will be in 2 weeks, Thursday.
So we need to,
can I go, I guess is what I'm asking.
and it's how many days?
2 days, it's all day Thursday and most of Friday.
What is it?
In Frisco.
Frisco.
It is a conference for women in economic development conference. It's a networking. The conference is a unique professional development and networking experience for women in economic development. Primer for acquiring new skills, moving forward, and having a blast running in hills, which is a lie because I doubt if I will run in hills. But it talks about social networking, like Facebook, Twitter, stuff like that, which is becoming a big thing. Competitive site selection. Again, do we really have capabilities to bring in a big industry? Our water situation is the biggest concern of everything, unfortunately. But just different things. It's seeing who everybody else is in the big cities and stuff like that. So I think it'd be interesting to go. And like I said, Jimmy was willing to help me with the cost. But that would be my prices. I mean, the room is $149. We'd be spending Wednesday and Thursday nights because it's about a 4-hour drive, 3.5-hour drive. Unless we get up at 4 in the morning to go. I'm not good at that. So, I would like to go if y'all were willing to help pay.
So do you think it costs us about 300?
Around
So is that the agenda?
Mm-hmm.
How do you categorize, I mean, that's not on the agenda, I guess, how would we handle that?
That's why I put it under
You
the
just-
directors.
You just go and then ask permission later?
They gotta pay for it. Well, I mean, all I can say is, the last time when I went to the Texas Economic course in Waco, the cost was so high. Oh, it was in Austin, not in Waco. I'm sorry, it was in Austin, and the comment was made that was really high, and if we couldn't come up with a cheaper deal, then I didn't need to go. And that was from another board, another person on another board.
And so the IDC approved your,
No, I'll have to ask them the same question tomorrow. Am I worth $300 to go to this? I guess is what I'm asking.
How about go get some coffee?
That's what Randy did.
Get something in my
See,
mouth
I think
this
we'd be great.
Each board would pay half.
They have the total cost. I mean, it's $200 for the conference. Figure $200 for the room, around $200, $250 for gas total. So a total of $700.
I would make
So if we vote at the next meeting and decide no, she gets to pay for it herself.
Can I have a raise? I'll put the raise on next time. Okay, thank y'all. Oh, and then I'm going to take a day of vacation, May 23rd. I have a grandson that's in a track meet, and I have to go see.
That's
Just
good.
FYI. That's all I have.
Bills to be paid. We should have had that right behind the
I need to do
financial
that.
report.
I'm always changing stuff, though. I need to do it. Bills, our electric bills haven't come in. Our electric bill last month was $130. I don't think we've ever had one that low. This building is so economical. We're not paying any more electricity on the other building. So our utilities should go down quite drastically. The other thing is that we have a tendency, we've done something wrong with the IRS. I know y'all just love to hear stuff like that. One minute they tell us we get a refund, and the next minute they tell us we owe something more. So part of it is the way we filled out the report form. The report form is January, February, March, and you file it in April. When Stephanie was doing it, it's like, okay, I'm doing it in April, so it's like February, March, and April. So we're messed up, but we're working with Becky Roberts, our accountant, our CPA, and she is helping us get it straight. I mean, we thought we had it straight, and then they're saying, no, this isn't right. We do not owe any more money. We just have to let them know and help to explain to them that we do not owe any more money.
Does QuickBooks not do that for you?
Not until now. We didn't get QuickBooks until now.
Okay.
I mean,
They
we just
will
have,
do it.
we will, yes. And Becky has made us a list of this is what you pay each month and this is when you pay it. So this is something that we've been working on. I've been very lax about making sure Stephanie had it right, but it is corrected and we will be correcting it. So those are the only bills other than the roof bill that's coming up. And they feel like once they get on the roof, it can be done within 3 days, if not less.
We made it, we pay the bills.
Can I say it? All in favor? Raise your left hand. Just check. Okay. Community planning meeting results, EDC. I thought we did that.
Well, we talked
We
about
talked
it.
about it.
If you notice on your deal, you have, we went through, and after they came up with all 40 problems in our community, everybody said, they kind of assigned them to different entities to take care of it. You have the EDC, the city, the Chamber of Commerce, the Water Board, Hospital Board, Extension, County, School Board.
Chamber of Commerce.
Yes. But we had a whole bunch, and I have all the yellow ones on your little tab are ours, the ones with the, those are all the ones that kind of got assigned to the EDC, IDC.
Who assigned those?
Community, everybody there is like, who would be good on taking there?
Okay.
However, if you look, we have 2 of them kind of out of the way already down below. That's newspaper and dollar store. So see, we're ahead of the game. If you want to get real kind of semi-technical. So the housing plan for the community, the more leaders' involvement, prepare for oil revenues and increased housing. The housing is a big deal, and that goes into the second subject that we'll be talking about also. But we're hoping with the water board, you know, that if Gary is on that Brazos D, and if we can get the water board that runs our water here can be involved in getting more pressure. But I don't know if y'all noticed in the Abilene paper yesterday, the rainy day thing got crashed on the water, but they're trying to get it through another way. But they, you know, they're going to educate everybody as we start to.
That grant, did you get to look that up?
No, I did not, but I will. I need to put that on my
I
thing.
hear the aquifer that we're getting water from our wells is low.
Yeah.
Also, right now, we're, this area is in sad shape right now as far as water.
We're on stage 4. We are starting stage 4 this month. As
For
far-
sure.
Yes,
Yes.
city council meeting.
I mean, when the council meets in May, they're pretty sure.
Miller
unless we
Creek
have-
ain't gonna meet till the 14th.
Huh?
Miller Creek will meet the 14th.
Okay, and then.
And that's when they'll decide, and they'll notify the city on the 15th.
Okay. I know it's right around the corner. I mean, it's basically gonna happen.
We got 2 weeks to get a big rain.
Well, we're working on it.
You know, we need to.
I ordered one.
Tell them pray for them.
I
In
did.
good shape.
I did.
So that.
You know, in my opinion, we're talking a little bit of religion. You know, the Bible says, talk to the mountain, it'll move. The drought is our mountain. We need to be talking to that drought mountain.
Boy, was I talking last night.
It looked so promising last night,
It
didn't
was.
it?
I was
And then it
outside
hit that
just
dome
screaming.
and bounced over.
Scared it away.
I was like, dang. get over here.
Hey, you know, we've got a pretty good shot at, it says in the Bible that rains on the just and the unjust, so we're in there.
Somewhere we're covered.
Yeah. I think we're on both sides of that.
We should get one.
But anyway, so we really need to start thinking about how we can, you know, if y'all have any suggestions, especially for the top 4 things that we were saying, the housing, the prepare for the oil revenues. You know, Ronnie's talking about doing really trying to get in touch with a lot of the service companies to see about moving back into Vermont. But I just wanted y'all to be aware.
I know this isn't our area, but what about, is there any ordinances to keep, like, I noticed the other day I was driving through and there's just, in the middle of all these houses, this, business.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, are there any ordinances that designate businesses out of residential neighborhoods?
We have no zoning and planning. We have no ordinances really in this Vermont that I know of. They've talked about them, and they have some, but they just don't enforce them. They can't enforce them.
We can't enforce them, the way it's set up right now.
You know, that's something that should be,
I mean,
that might be something that really, as a community, we need to really start stressing to try to work together and say, okay, if you're going to have these, and we've talked about the judges, because you've got to have a judge. Talked about Ronnie being one, or JP being one, or somebody else, I'm not sure. But probably John Dane can explain on more of this ordinance than anything.
yeah.
Well, the key is a municipal judge, and then somebody will take the heat to enforce it. I mean, you know, it sounds easy,
Yeah, but
and it's a good idea, but when it comes down to actually doing it, it's not going to be easy. Other communities do. You know, Haskell's got a planning and zoning board. When I built that car wash, that was not a commercial, some reason or other, although there are businesses around it. But I met with the planning and zoning board, and they made a waiver or whatever they did so I could build a car wash. I mean, there's, you know.
I think with the new city council, there's a possibility. I mean, got new blood in there, so there might be, you know, trying it again.
Anyways, just thought, okay, let's keep going.
Anyway, so I just wanted y'all to be aware of the things that we're supposed to be, and that's what I'll be working on, trying to work on.
It was a good meeting. I was surprised. I dreaded it. I didn't want to go. I felt guilty, so I went.
Good job.
that's what
It was a good meeting.
I like the way they set it up. Instead of us trying to decide which was a priority, they gave us 3 numbers, 1, 3, and 5. 5 being most important one in our opinion, or really need to be done as soon as possible. 1 to where we can put it off, and that helped to decide which had the most priority.
Well, they didn't come in here telling us what we needed to do. We told ourselves what we needed to do. They just kind of directed us. But it was interesting.
But I'll be this to that.
That's probably the way. The main thing was we need a leader, and that's why they were assigning. Not saying everybody needs to do this. You need to have a leader. And that's not what he described.
Champion.
Yeah,
Champion.
there we go.
And the other thing is that we do have, he did send along with this list a form to saying, okay, here's the project. Who are you going to put in charge of it? Who are you going to, you know,
Yeah, like
if this is your group, then what can you do to help change it? So anyway, I wanted y'all to be aware of the projects that they are saying, that the community, or the leaders that are already here saying on the boards are saying this is what we need to do to change.
And one of them was housing, and that brings us to customer credit.
Yes.
It's a segue. Beautiful segue.
Man, you're the right man for the job.
No, Mom.
I gave y'all that information last month, or showed y'all some information on the housing from the one that's Snyder. Dave Ferguson is very interested in possibly coming over, but he wants to know what kind of help. You know, if we can do some type of infrastructure, which the IDC could help pay for some of the infrastructure and help set up some of that stuff. The other thing, though, is our water concern. You know, I talked to Sonny the other day. He said that, I said, I've heard that if you don't have a tap or a meter already at your location, you cannot, with this water situation, we're not going to be able to add another house because we have no more water supply. But then he told me that we could supply 10 more houses at least. We have enough storage to hold for 10 more houses, add 10 more houses. So it's kind of like, where do we want to, how much more do we want to pursue these people? At this meeting yesterday, Snyder, I thought it was interesting that this guy's property that they have is 160 acres outside of town toward Colorado City. The mayor didn't know, he knew something, but he really didn't seem that in favor of it, because he was talking to about 1,000 capacity man camp. And these people don't like it to be called man camp, but it's like, kind of portable housing apartment / hotel type / for workers. But they also can provide they also have housing like for 1 acre, so you can at least have a decent house and, 3 bedroom, 2 bath house. So it's kind of like, they're willing to come and at least talk to us, but I think we need to have something to go with them. It's like, yes, you can tell us you can bring us this, but other than our land out there, do y'all have any suggestions of any land in the city area or close to it that we could maybe make it a home addition, a housing addition? I guess is what my question is now. How much do we want to pursue this? Or do we need to wait until the water situation?
Well, you can't. I don't know that we could build them right now, but I don't think you can sit and wait.
Right.
You need to be getting your, ducks in a row.
Hi, guys.
Everybody says it's gonna rain sometime.
It always has, right?
George and I have discussed this custom homes and subdivision and wanting it to be in the city limits, and his mom has property that is sitting there. And so that could be considered.
You're talking about the sewer plant area?
No, not the farm. This is going to be, let's see, where, trying to think of, I'm not real oriented yet where everything is, but it's you go along Vivian and Sophie's house, it's right behind that area. It's a big, huge field.
Okay, but it is in.
Good morning, cowboy.
It definitely is.
So it's kind of over there behind the baseball.
Yes, exactly, in that area.
You need clothes?
And I think the baseball field was part of that one time, and then
Yeah.
LaRue gave it to the Little League.
Okay.
And it was
That's where
basically, as long as,
Where are you? AA building is.
Yeah,
right?
everybody's doing all that at one time.
Yeah.
But they still own a bunch of it, I guess. I didn't realize that.
so that's a consideration,
Okay.
because, she's getting to the point where she doesn't want anything to do with the real estate, so it's between George and his sister Vicki, and I'm sure that they would be willing to listen to that kind of a development.
If we could at least approach them and get some ideas on it. Okay, thank you. Okay. Again, I don't know what kind of incentives or anything like that. They're not necessarily wanting to borrow money or anything like that, but it's just kind of like, what can we do to help them? So that would be helpful.
I wonder how many properties are over there at the tax office that have delinquent taxes on them. Nobody gonna come up and clean up some of these, not trying to knock the average taxes out for sale,
No.
but maybe buy some of these dilapidated homes, run down lots. If we could buy them for pennies on the dollar, I guess, one way of putting it. It's a thought, and then we could give them the lots, and at least we could start dressing up the inner, what we've got.
Kill two birds
You know,
with one
And
stone.
it might not get done, but.
Right. And that's what a lot of towns do, like in Tide, that's one thing they've done is bought up land, and then when they sell it, or they donate the land after so much, or whatever, it's like, you'll put this house on it, we'll donate this land back to you.
Well, when they already have the sewer and water and everything.
Right.
And see, that would be so
That'd be
easy.
everything.
That would be a really good project for Martha or somebody to get a list of the available properties that are tax delinquent, so we could put a look at them. I mean, know that we know that they're available, that there are some, but to say, you know, here's what we gotta do to get this piece of property, and, you know.
And the only thing is, I don't think there's a whole lot, truthfully. Because when we were looking back with Jackie and all that, when we were looking for housing, Stephanie and I did go over there, and there really wasn't a whole lot of delinquent sales.
It's got pretty cleaned up. They got on that deal, you know, kinda got on a rash there of that
But
3 or 4 years ago, but that deal's kind of, Purdue and Brandon, they got after it.
But even properties that are maybe not delinquent, they're just sitting idle, it's gotta maybe, you know, contact somebody and say, would you be interested in selling your property?
right,
And,
that nobody lives here anymore, that the house is falling, you know, and stuff like
I
that.
mean,
Okay.
but we
Okay.
gotta identify those properties.
I think that'd be a good, I like to get a flight of the city, get out here and ride around, mark them, and go back up there and run them down and just see. I mean, because there's a lot of lots here in town that the houses are just literally have fallen down. I mean,
Well, that one like down here by Dana Martin's, where people live in Alaska, they're gonna come back and clean it up. You know, that was
Somebody
7 years
needs
ago,
to
they
run
never
it
had
down.
cleaned it up yet.
And like, and even if we do that, she said it's a big field area, that's great for a service company, you know, big trucks or whatever to,
it's true.
you know, and that's not
See?
in like a completely
get it.
residential area.
And if you get that service company inside the city limits, I mean, it just helps the city with
Exactly.
that much more. I mean,
And since it's not just like right there with houses all
Exactly.
around it, that way.
But that would be something good to have anytime, because how many times, I mean, I got a call last night, do you have a rent house, does anybody have a rent house, where can I rent a house? You know, I mean, that goes on, even when the oil's not booming, there was a demand for rental property.
Yes, and there always is, and, yeah, we could use some.
So
more.
that information would be handy, and like I said, I'm not sure that, well, maybe what these people are looking for, that, I missed what you said, but a few acres together might not be better. Anyway.
But that would be nice. And then the other thing they did in Snyder was they drilled a water well for their own water structure, and then they had a holding tank, and they made their own.
Well, that's all there is to it, it's just drill for water.
I'll keep it in home.
That's what Jim Ford said this morning, he said, they're drilling a oil well out there on him, and he said, yeah, he's thinking about going and getting that guy, said, now, if you hit water, just stop.
I told Bill Busher that one time, he thought I was crazy. You stay in Stonewall County long enough, you'll understand.
But those are I will see what I can find out and just see exactly what they want and what we can do, if they want just single land, or if we could do that. I think it would be a great idea if we could, and that would help the city also, and we can get the city council on board maybe to help us say, let's tear down these old buildings. Like I said, we already have the infrastructure there, already have the water and sewer, let's go from there.
Oh.
Another thing, you know, backing up to the water, you know, we've got a lake out there.
Yeah. Needs to
Out
be
where?
by the time,
By the golf course?
Yeah.
no, the
Yeah.
lawnmower races.
Yeah.
Well, but, yeah, but.
And,
Out there now.
you know, we were told to cut the dam, and, because of it had trees growing in it. By who? I don't know. Do you remember?
Yeah. But it was, yeah, I can't.
Was that water under the bridge?
I can't recall all the details.
Yeah.
Water under the dam right now.
Yeah. That's over the dam, not
Oh,
under.
under the dam.
But, you know, I just want, you know, we might look at that. You know, that's water.
You know, it's a shame, I don't know that that's big enough to do a whole lot of good, but just a recreational value. But evidently, it must be gonna cost a pile of money.
Yeah.
You know, we've talked about seeing if there's any kind of a grant available that would help.
We might wanna look at that in the future, if we, you know, start growing or something like that, we might need to look at that real hard.
You know, if that fracking was to come off, if they was to come here, want a chance to get one of them big oil companies to go in there and clean that out and let them have the water out of everything for the fracking. I mean,
Yeah.
it'd be a trade-off. I mean, it might be years down the road before the city could ever, or the folks could ever actually enjoy it, but, you know, if a major oil company come in there and cleaned it out, they had free access to water, at least it would cost taxpayers time to get it there to start out with.
They'd have free access to water after a rain.
Yeah, out of the lake is where it gets, not out of the water tap.
But, you know, we might look at that in the future. Anything else?
That's all.
Here's the adjournment.
Got a second?
Second.
All for?
We did pretty good, 8:30.